So hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. Very happy to see you back. We have quite a lot of people, and again from all over the world. And I want to start. Today is going to be exciting. I'm going to go over a lot of stuff. So let's start. So the first thing I want to go over is the basic guide, which most of you know. If you have any question, you can send me a chat at any time. We have a bit of a different tool that we're using. We hope that the quality will be much better. And I suggest that you look and you'll see that there is a place to ask questions. So that will be very good. Second is I will give you, of course, homework. So be ready to write down, and today there's a lot of things to write down. I'm going to give you a very exact steps. Some of you already emailed me last week and got answers. If you have any kind of question, if you need any help, you can write me at mayorwebinar@timemaker.org, and I always answer and I always going to help you. And at the end of the webinar, you'll be asked to complete a short survey. Please do it, as it helped me and it helped us to improve. And last week I got probably 90% of the people that fill up the survey, so it was very good. So let's see what we're going to cover on this webinar. So first of all, we're going to recap on last week's webinar. It will be a few slides. Some of you may know them already, some of you not. So the newcomers, I'm doing it for the newcomers mainly, but also for people that saw it, it's going to help you to recap. So what we're going to cover on this part is what marketing is not, what is unique selling proposition, but very briefly, etc. Then we're going to go and look over contact lists. Contact lists are exceptionally important. They are probably one of the biggest assets of your company. Definitely the biggest asset for the marketing side. And we will learn how to handle contact lists. Then we look at clearing once and for all what's the confusion about PR, marketing, and sales. If you think for a second and you will look, you'll see that most people tell you that PR is marketing and marketing is PR and sales is part of whatever, but they are not exactly sure what is what. We are going to make it exceptionally clear. Let's see. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over how to choose a media. Choosing a media is it's very important, and we're going to go over that. And the last thing is the secret for success. Again, important, and once you know it, it will help you a lot. Yeah, of course, the powerful web marketing checklist. That's a checklist that I was talking about last week. I will give you a look into that checklist, and once you have this checklist in mind, you will see that web marketing becomes very easy. Okay, so we are going to start. So the first thing is I want to define our purpose. So the purpose of this webinar is to learn how to build a better mousetrap, so as to ensure the world will beat a path to your door. We really want to give the tools that make sure that once you execute these steps, there's no question, you will have a lot of demand for your product. People will come to you rather than you going to them. So what is the ideal marketing campaign? The ideal marketing campaign is not a silver bullet. It's not something really special. It's a lot of day-to-day work, week-to-week, month-to-month. But if you know what you need to do, and this checklist, marketing checklist that I'm talking about, will give you exactly what you need to do daily, weekly, monthly. So if you know what you need to do, it's actually really simple, and almost any person can do it. Second, the ideal marketing campaign is not just a good idea. Don't sit and think and say, well, if I just had that brilliant idea and I had this video that will come viral in YouTube, it will solve all my problem. It is a lot of work, simple, but once it's get done, the results are guaranteed. It is not advertising or brochures or company logo or any other specific activity or item. It's everything. It is not image advertising like you see on TV and in major magazines. It's definitely not that. Big companies can do it. It's once you are in that condition, it's good to do, but not where most companies are. It is not easy to create, but it is necessary, and once it is in place, it is simple. What's the indication that you need help with your marketing campaign? So first of all, you do not have enough deal flow. That's the first thing. You look and you say, whoa, people don't call me. Simple. I need to chase them. So if people don't call you, there is a problem, because the ideal scene is that people call you. The ideal scene is that you need to control the flow of people, not to think on how do I get the next customer. You do not choose your customers. What do I mean by that? Each customer, you have such a scarcity of customers, so each customer is so important, and you come up with all kind of unusual solution. You cannot walk away from deals. Sometimes you have customers that the best thing to do is to write a letter and to give a recommendation to them to go to the competition. You really don't want them as customers. But yet, because you don't have enough customers, you take them and then you are sorry for a long time. So in that case, you know you have a problem with the marketing campaign. You need to chase your customers. After the meeting with the customer, after the sales meeting, they tell you, don't call us, we'll call you. It's not a good indication. You cannot predict your income. The income goes up, goes down, it goes nowhere, and you don't know why. It's really the beginning is marketing. And it takes a long time to close a customer. What an ideal marketing campaign will accomplish? Very simple. It will accomplish maximum reach from customers with minimum effort from you. So once you are in a position where people calling you and you have the system in place, and I'm talking again and again and again about system, because it is all about system. It's just you need to do the actions, and the actions are standard, they repeat themselves, and if you have a system that follow up, that put the administration side in, it is actually simple. So it is a total system that brings constant reaches to your phone, email, fax, click to Facebook, website, etc. And all of these things is just a result of simple action that get taken in sequence and that get controlled, which means if they're not been done, you need to know they have not been done and you need to correct it, because once the chain are broken, the result get damaged. When you see someone that have good marketing results, good reaches, you will see he's doing a specific actions, and those actions are controlled and they are consistent. If you send let's say some people say, well, I just want to have a blog and I will write some blog, and you write 1 week a blog and that's it. No, it have to be consistent. It have to be at the exact time. It have to be every week, no fail. If you don't do these actions, chances are people will not call you. So what are the steps to get people to call you? So step 1 is manage your contact list. You need to have huge database of hundreds of thousands of email addresses, phone numbers, addresses, and the moment that you go over 500,000 emails or contact list items, you need to be able to manage it. And if you intend to manage it manually, you need to move to India or somewhere where you have a lot of people that can work for you for $1 per day. Because in normal countries, in the US, in Israel, in Europe, you need to manage it automatically. You need a system, or else it will be useful. It will create only upset. There is nothing that creates more upset with customer than someone that get advertising 20 times for the same thing, or that someone that's been asked to remove from the list and not being removed. this creates a lot of upset. So you really need to manage your contact list, and I'm going to go with you over how to do that and what is the exact system. Step 2 is, of course, survey, survey, survey. You need to ask the customer what they want. If you will go to any kind of failing marketing or failed sales, the problem is survey. If you do not ask, you will not know what to offer. So you have to ask. The next thing, of course, is the survey gives you the data, but you need to come up with what are the buttons, what is the positioning, and what is the message. And today I will give you an exact examples. How we did the survey, what was the questions, and what did we come with the button, positioning, and message. And the last thing is you need to plan and manage the execution. Now I want to ask you, which one of these 4 do you think is the most important one? Write to me, which one do you think is the most important one? Step 1, step 2, step 3, or step 4? What is the most important part of this sequence? Do you have any idea? Any idea? Let's see. Anyone have any idea? Yes? Okay. Well, not bad, guys. Yes. So I'll tell you what it is. It's actually the plan and manage the execution. Why? Because you can have very small contact lists. You can do almost no survey, and you don't have the exact positioning, buttons, and message. As long as you will plan some action and manage the execution, you will get some result. But on the other hand, you can have the best contact lists in the world. You can survey and find the exact button, positioning, message, everything. But you will not execute. You will see that most of the companies, the problem is they don't execute. They don't know the exact step, what needs to be done. And even if they know what's the steps, they don't actually doing them. They are more busy answering emails than doing the steps that will bring them the actual reaches. So that's the problem. And the plan and manage the execution is the most important part. And if you don't have the system to follow it up, you will have a problem. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. So at this point, I assume that because you've been, or most of you have been in last week's presentation, you have the following. You have a list of products, only those you can deliver. So you assemble a list of products and you know I have this and this and those products. I assume that you find out all about these products, the prices, the past successful action, similar product, keywords, that the competition use, the competition successful action, etc., and you created the table like I showed you last week with the comparison. I suppose that you selected one product, and based on the customer needs and your return, meaning you look what is the product that most of the customer wants, and what is and that also give you a good profit, a good return, and you figure this one out. And once you have that, you survey. Because the law is you will not know before you survey. And you survey which public will want your product. You survey what's the button. And you find the emotion. You remember only emotion create action. You find the message. And of course, what's the emotion that connected to it. And you find the positioning. You decided what is the positioning. So all this thing is a given. You have it. So once you have all of that, you will need to figure out your unique selling proposition. So what was the unique selling proposition? And I'm just going really fast over that. Number 1, unique clearly set you apart from your competition. Position you as the more logical choice. So this is what we mean when we say unique. When we say selling, it persuades another to exchange money for a product or service. And proposition, it is a proposal or offer suggested for acceptance. So this is a unique selling proposition. What's the actual definition? Each advertisement must make a proposition to the consumer. Not just word, not just product puffery, not just show window advertising. Each advertisement must say to each reader, buy this product and you will get this specific benefit. So this unique selling proposition must be this. The proposition must be one that the competition either cannot or does not offer. It must be unique, either a uniqueness of the brand or claim not otherwise made in that particular field of advertising. And the proposition must be so strong that it can move the mass millions. I mean, pull over new customer to your product. So the proposition alone will get the attention of the people, and when they will think, oh, I need a pizza, they will call you. The following are 4 powerful USPs that elevate the pain experienced by consumer in the industry. So you've seen that last week, whoever been with us last week, but for the newcomer purpose, I'll give it to you very quickly. So the pain, I have to get this package delivered quick, and the USP is when it is absolutely positively has to be the overnight, and that's Federal Express. The kids are starving, but mom and dad are too tired to cook. Of course, Pizza Hut. Pizza delivered in 30 minutes or it is free. This is a Domino's Pizza, sorry, not Pizza Hut. This USP is worth $1 billion for Domino's Pizza. And the next one is we compete with the best for the best service. Of course, Avis, we are number 2. We try harder. This specific USP got Avis out of bankruptcy. And the pain, we love chocolate, but it melts in your hand and gets messy. And M&M's, the milk chocolate melt in your mouth, not in your hand. Okay, next. So what is your USP? Did you actually sit down and figure out your USP? Can you actually put it out and get it to anyone that asks you, oh, what are you doing? And say, okay, my USP, you don't tell them my USP, but you say, what we're doing is babam. And if you have that ready, and if you have it articulated, and if you make sure that everyone learn it, and if you make sure that everyone use it, you will see a major improvement. But of course, this USP cannot be something that you just dreamed up. It has to be based on survey. It must be based on survey, or otherwise it's a hit or miss. Okay, so now let's look at contact list. This is your most valuable marketing asset. It is the thing that will make you successful eventually. This is the thing that you must protect the most. So now, what's the first thing? The first thing that you need to have is the capturing, maintaining, and usage of your contact list must be automated. And what do I mean? You will see that when you have a new email or a new address, you can capture it from within your organization. So the first thing is that every organization, in average, a small organization generates about 20,000 unique emails. If you had a system that every email that comes in, every email that gets CC'd, every email in your organization get captured, you would start to build that contact list. These have to be automatic, okay? Now, once you have that, the list is a good source, but relatively expensive. You can buy email list, you can buy address list, and they're good, but they're relatively expensive. And there is an exact way on how to turn emails from just emails into an opt-in names. And how we do that, I will talk about it a little bit later, but there is an exact way. You take all of these 20,000 emails that you create per year, so it's average 1,000 email per person. Each person have at least 1,000 unique email addresses that goes through his email program. So you will see many times you get emails with a lot of CCs. You don't know who is these people, but they are unique as far as you're concerned. So once you capture these emails, there is a way to turn those emails into an opt-in, and if you do that thing really good, you'll get anything between 5 and 10% success rate. And if you have 20,000 emails, it's 2,000 emails of opt-in per year. It's like unbelievable. Really, really good. Site inspection and collection. What is site inspection and collection? Your area of business, your niche, have a list of sites, and you can find all of those sites. And on those sites, you have email addresses, you have phone numbers, you have all the information that you need. But those sites generally are a lot of sites. So there are special tools, there are special robots that can go through those sites, scrape them, and get the data and that you can later on use. And this is totally fine because these people want you to call them. They put the data there because they want you to call them, and you can call them, and once you call them or send them an email or letter, etc., you will see they will get interested if you do that with surveys. Now, maintenance or maintaining. The thing is, you need to make sure you don't have duplicates. Any kind of changes that happen get handled. So, for example, you send an email and you get back, well, this guy is no longer working here. You should call Johnny. You need to update your list. You need to handle the failed email, meaning you send an email and it's something went wrong. You need to handle the failed email, and you need to handle the unsubscribe requests. And all of this, you don't have many chances. You can do that one time. You don't want to become a spammer. You don't want to do something that is illegal, so you have to do that in a very smart way, and you have to get the people to reach for you rather than starting to send emails uncontrollably. And usage, you need the ability to create unlimited standard and on-the-fly list. So what does it mean? Once you have the list, once the lists are there, you need to be able to use them effectively. So you need to have a tool that by one click will be able to create your specific list for that specific marketing campaign, and then use it, and then reuse it, or create new lists on the fly, whatever you need. But this tool has to be extremely simple. And if it's not simple, if it's complicated, if it takes too much work to create a list, if you cannot save the list in any way that you want, the names become useless. And of course, once you have those names and once you have the list, once you start to call or once you start to follow up, you need a system that will make sure that you do not drop the communication. So if I sent you an email and I sent you, well, I need you, hi, this is what I'm selling, and you send me an interest through my website, let's set up a meeting, I want to give you a product presentation, I need to make sure that these leads get followed up. You lose more leads on not following up than all the leads that you lose together. So if you look at what actually creates success, is actually administration. I went to buy a roof for my office, and I asked for a quotation. So I called for 7 companies. From these 7 companies, only 5 actually called me, and 3 actually sent me a quote, and 1 followed up. Who do you think I closed with? The one. Now, this guy was not the best looking guy. He was not the cheapest, and I'm even not sure if he had the best product, but he was following, and he was following, and he was consistent. He had a good administration, and because of that, I closed with him. So the secret for success in sales is actually proper administration, and all that we're talking about, the contact list here, is just administration. If you have your administration under control, you will have your sales under control. You will have your income under control, and that's applied to follow-up, and it's applied for all of these checklists that I'm talking about. It's just administration that makes success. The law is good administration brings success. The difference between a successful company, an unsuccessful company, the difference between McDonald's and some small hamburger joint in nowhere is that McDonald's is organized. They have a very specific processes. That's how they work. You can agree with them or not, but this is the process, and it works. The difference between AT&T and any other company is AT&T is more organized than another company. The difference between a strong army and a weak army is mainly the organization. any small group organized will win unorganized big group. It's actually unbelievable. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is to correct and handle something that will open the door for your marketing success and sales and PR, but I'm doing it with the purpose of marketing in mind. And I want to untangle the PR, marketing, and sales confusion. What do I mean? If I'll ask you what is PR, what is marketing, and what is sales, I am not sure that you can give me an exact answer to what's the difference. And most people will tell you that PR is marketing and it's included and it's advertising, and marketing is advertising, but they are totally confused because each word in this universe have a specific meaning, and there are not two words that are identical. And this is amazing, but there are not two words that are identical. There are many words that are similar, even very similar, but they are not identical. There is some change, and in this case between PR, marketing, and sales, there is a chasm. It's huge different. Now, why we have the confusion between PR and marketing? The confusion has been created because marketing company do not want to take responsibility for marketing, and they try to make marketing something vague that cannot be measured. But there is nothing furthest from the truth. And when someone tells you, well, you know, I'm doing marketing and it's unmeasurable and it takes time to see the result, etc., he doesn't know what he's talking about. Marketing, like any other effective action, once you take the correct action, the result are immediate. And when someone tells you that it takes long time, he tells you basically he does not know. And this is the rule. If you learn the fastest you learn this rule, the better off you will be. If someone tells you things are complicated, it takes a lot of time until you see result, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Because if you do something correct, you see the result, even if they are very small, but you see the result immediately, and the result grows slowly, slowly, slowly. They always grow. So let's look. Most marketing companies will tell you PR and marketing are the same. They are wrong, very wrong. Understanding the definition and the purpose of each is the key for success. So let's start and look at what is PR. The father of public relations, Edward Lewis, almost 100 years ago, in 1930, along with the pioneering PR man, Ivy Lee, first defined public relation as, and look at that, it sounds at the beginning a complicated definition, but we will break it down, and once we will understand the different part of this definition, it will be very clear to you. But it is a management function. PR is a management function. It's not a marketing company function. It's a management function which tabulate public attitude, define the policies, procedures, and interests of an organization, followed by executing a program. Again, they're talking about a system. You need to execute a program of action to earn public understanding and acceptance. Of importance here is the immediate emphasis on management in recognition of the power of PR when wielded, handled with skill by the C-suite, basically by the executives. Okay? So this is a very interesting definition. We need to understand it very well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to break down this definition so we really understand what PR is, because most people don't understand the power of PR, but I can tell you this word is operating on PR. If you have good PR, you are safe. If you have bad PR, you can be a saint and you can be killed. So if you look at, for example, VHS, the young people between us still remember that there was some kind of thing like tapes, VHS and beta. There were two standards. Who won? VHS. Beta was much better. You will see many times products that winning, although they are not the best products, although they are not the cheapest. Why? They have good PR, and we will explain what's PR within a second. Once you'll understand this definition, you will see how it's happening. Okay, so what is PR? A management function. So what is a management function? What is management? Management is taking strategies, tactical, operational, and today's plan and ensuring they get done. So it means that you do not manage if you don't have them. If management is this activity of taking all of these plans and making sure that they get done on time, if you don't have them and if you don't have a way to see what they are, you are blind and you're not managing. You're being managed. You're being managed by your staff, you're being managed by events, but you're definitely not in control. So the first thing is management is taking strategies, tactical, operational, and today's plan and ensuring they get done. So just look, management is really connected to PR. So it's a management action. It's a PR is a series of steps from strategy, tactical, operation, and today's steps. Tabulate public attitude. So what does it mean to tabulate? To tabulate mean, what does it mean to attitude? Attitude is the opinion one hold or behavior one express towards some person, place, thing, or symbol as a result of the concept he has of it. So you have a certain attitude towards Apple or towards iPhone. So Apple can bring today almost any product and you will love it. Attitude can be changed through PR, advertising, education, realization, or the like. So attitude get controlled by those actions, PR, advertising, education, etc. Those actions, PR, advertising, etc. have to be managed in order to get into effect. Now, what does it mean to tabulate? Now, this is here we're going into a real specifics. Tabulate which public attitude. Tabulate is to count, record, or list systematically, which means we need to do surveys to count the results, to record them, and to list them, to show them. So what does it mean? Let's look at this specific thing. So this is a question from a survey. What do you consider the biggest challenge in your business? And not the tone. The tone means the emotion for that answer. So people can be enthusiastic, bored, happy, angry. They can be in different emotion. So let's say there was this question. What do you consider the biggest challenge in your business? The answer was sales, time management, time to do business, not enough time, sales, books, finding customer, etc., etc., etc. We took these answers and refined them to what does it mean. So when someone says sales, it's sales. When someone says time management, it's time. Time to do business or not enough time, it's again time. So you refine the answer. And you look at that and you say, well, we have problem with staff, education, leads, blah, 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 and you have all of these things. Okay, good. So you have all of this list. Then you have another question. What will be symbol or picture that represent what was found above? So if they found earlier they don't have time or they don't have money or they have a problem with stuff, what does it mean? So one person says here $sign, someone else say clock, someone else say women with hair sticking out, so person or people. So we take this answer and we refine them to something that we can categorize. Now once we put them together as that answer, the question is what you do next. The next thing that you do, you take the answers and you say, okay, good. So for question number one, what do you consider the biggest challenge in your business? The answer were customer, money, sales, time, staff. In that example, 10 people said that, blah, blah, blah. So it's 40% say that, 20% say that, 16% say whatever. And then what will be the symbol for that? And you look and you calculate it. So you take 25, 10 from 25 is 10%, 5 of 25 is 20%, etc. Now, once you have that answer, then once you have that tabulated, you put it in graph, and the answer becomes so simple. So what do you consider the biggest challenge in your business? Customer and money. It's not so much sales, it's not so much time, it's not so much staff. This is not the biggest problem. The problem is customers, not sales, customers. If you go and you talk and you say to someone and you look for the button and you say, sales, and we have a solution for sales. they will not really see. But if you tell them, hey, we have a solution for customers and how to make money, you hit 60% of the people, and they will look at your message. Now, in order to capture their attention, you need some kind of positioning. You need a picture that once you look at that picture, it will get associated with this concept of customer, of money. So what do? You look at what the answer, and you say 61% says that some kind of a person or people. Only 26% said $sign and then ad and then breakfast, whatever, all kind of other answer. So what do I know? I need to talk about, to take this first thing, to say customers and money. This is my first button, and I need to somehow associate it with persons or people. Okay, good. I can then take all kind of picture of person and people and say, what do you think first when you see this picture? And if they tell me, well, I think about problem with customers, good, I have the right picture. Or I have a problem even better. They say, well, I have a problem with customers or money, good, I have the right picture. If they say, well, they speak people having fun, no, it's not the right picture. So you take all kind of picture and you say, from this 6 picture, what this picture tells you, what this picture tells you, etc. Now, once you have that, you're good. You are in question number 1. Let's take question number 3. What needs to happen to handle that challenge? Well, most of the people think that their problem is promotion. Now, there's another big part that thinks that outflow, money, customer, and follow-up is a problem. So we know that very specifically promotion is the key, and then there's this 30% of people that get divided. So what I'm going to promote is promotion and money, promotion and customer, promotion and follow-up. This is what I promote in my message as the solution to the problem of the customers. Okay, again, I'm going to ask what will be the symbol, person or people again. They think that person or people. What's the symbol that represents it? Okay, good. So the next thing I will ask, what is the biggest internal problem you experience? Let's say that I have a product that can also handle something internal. Well, communication and staff. This is the biggest thing. They think that staff and staff communication is the problem. It's not time, it's not money. Most of the people will tell you, well, businesses have problem with time. Time is the most important thing. Time is money. Money is important. Well, statistically, per survey, it's not the answer, and it's quite surprising. So the next thing is what will be a symbol or picture that represent what was found? Again, persons in that case, faces, clocks, so persons. And again, we take the persons and we take all kind of picture and we survey that. Why is it happening? What is the source of that problem? They think that the source of the problem is staff. And this is manager. All of this survey has been asked by managers. So they think that the problem of their business is their staff. They don't think it's them. They don't think it's the economy. They don't think it's organization. They don't think it's money. They don't think it's leads. They don't think anything. The problem, the main problem is staff. This is amazing viewpoint. But this is their viewpoint. If you will not ask, you will not know. Again, what will represent it? Again, people, person or people. Okay, so the first thing we learn is that we have management and we need to figure out what is the attitude. Now, what the next part of this definition? Define the policies, procedures, and interests of an organization. So we need to define the policies. What's policies? A course of action, the guiding principles. This is how we work. Or a procedure consider beneficial, intelligent, or advantageous. It is a definite course or method of action to guide and determine future decision. So policies is the rule of the game. This is what we will do, that if we will do, everything will be okay. How we do it is the procedures, series of steps taken to accomplish an end. And then what's the interest? The advantage or benefit that we will get of a person or a group. So PR got to do with defining the policies, procedure, and interests of an organization. It is not advertising. It is not just going to the TV and having an interview on TV. It's part of PR. It's a tool of PR in order to forward the policies, in order to forward a specific interest that we found, in order to forward or change a specific attitude. But a PR needs to have these policies procedure in place. Define the policies, procedures, and interests of an organization. What is an organization? It's very interesting. Organization comes from the word organ, like organ in the body. So all the organ in the body, because they work in harmony, they are organizations. So organization is much like a body, is a communication channels. It has organs or endpoints, and it has things that flow, like the blood is the communication in the organization, or the particles that flow on these organization channels. The action or process of putting into systematic form. Again, this is all about having a system. A body will not function if it does not have a system. The action of binding together or gathering support for a cause. An organized body of people with a particular purpose, as a business, government, department, or charity. This is an organization. You need to understand what's an organization. Organization is, I press one key too much. Organization is many people associated with a specific purpose. Like it can be a temporary thing, it can be a long-term thing. And organization, to operate at all, need policies, need procedure, and need an interest. The body have policies. I need to sleep once per day. I need to eat 3 times per day. It's a good idea to train. There's specific procedures. That's how I replace my cells. That's how I cure myself. That's how the body have a very specific thing. If any of these things get messed up, you have a problem, you become sick. Organization, because people don't understand organizations so well, they have mainly sick organizations in this universe, because the policies, procedures, and interests are not actually defined, and even if they've been defined, they're not controlled, and so they get undefined. Okay, so let's look at that again. A management function, so this is a PR, is something management doing, which tabulate public attitudes, define the policy, procedures, and interests of an organization, followed by executing a program of action to earn public understanding and acceptance. So inherent in this definition is that basically what we're trying to do, the purpose of PR, is to change the emotion, to change the attitude, or to control the attitude. That's the purpose. How are we doing that? We're doing it by surveying, we're doing it by planning, we're doing it by executing a very specific procedures, a very specific action that forward the organization purpose. Okay, so this is PR. So then if this is PR, what is marketing? Well, marketing is very surprising. Most of the people will tell you that marketing is creating reach maybe, or packaging something, or putting a product there. And all of this comes from the one thing. Marketing company don't want to take responsibility, because actually marketing is the commercial process involved in promoting, creating want, and selling a product or service. If marketing is done correctly, when you go to buy, when you go to purchase, the salesperson or the sales process is actually giving you the product and collecting the money. When you go to buy an iPhone, you want an iPhone. You are sold. Marketing done its job, and I don't need to convince you to buy an iPhone. I need just to hold you in line so you wait until you get to your turn. When marketing is done correctly, you want the product, you are sold. It's not a question if you're selling. You may have a question, you may ask how it works, but if I want a new car and the marketing of Lexus is so good, I go to buy a Lexus. And I'm going to buy a Lexus. There's no question. I'm going to buy a Lexus. And if the marketing of that specific dealership is good, I will buy from that dealership. And if they don't have a marketing, they need to do the marketing one-on-one. But it's not sales. Sell is the process of actually delivering and collecting the money. It's come from Latin, mercatus, which is gathering for the purpose of commerce, market, and fair. It's derived from the South Indian language, which called Kannada, which mean, or which the word marur, which is selling, plus kata, which is platform, which mean marketing is a selling platform. This is from where you sell. It's not just talking about the product. It's not public awareness. It's not branding. It's not any of these things. All of those things are with one purpose, to sell something, to create want and to sell. And if marketing do not do that, it's not marketing. It's blah, blah. And the result is many people will see that they put a lot of money into marketing with zero result. The marketing companies will tell you, well, you know, you just didn't do it long enough. Nonsense. You just didn't do it incorrectly. And there is a specific and correct way to do this thing. Okay, so sales, I gave you more or less what selling is. The exchange of property or product for specific amount of money or its equivalent, to transfer goods or to render service for another in exchange for money. And it's come from Old English sellen, to give, or from Common Germanic, which is saljanan, very hard for me to say, or sellen, to give, hand over, sell. So the selling is just to give. I give you, you give me money. I don't need to convince you. It's not a process of convincing. It's a process of maybe explaining to you how to use. I give you the product, you buy it, because marketing did a very good job. Okay, how are we doing on time? We have another 10 minutes. Any questions so far? Any questions? Anyone have question? If you have question, you can send me questions. And if you don't have questions, I can continue. Any questions? Okay, Ron. Let's see, show only question. Ooh, there's questions, good. Let's see. Let's see, I'm trying to see the question. Okay, let me look at the questions here. So, okay, so there are a few questions I see, and I want to answer them. Erica, asking about surveys. I'm not sure what, I guess you will say all surveys. Yes, I saw that. So you need to think before. Yes, that's correct. Okay. Okay. Okay, see, should we explain? Okay. Good. Anyone have questions? You see the question on the screen right now. Anyone have any questions? If not, I will continue with the... Okay, so I will keep this thing open on the side here, so I will see your questions. Okay. Okay, good. So let's continue. Now the question is, you have the survey, you answer the survey, we know what's marketing, we know what selling is, we know what PR, and we need to go into each one of them more in detail. At the moment we're handling marketing. So the question, how do you choose advertising media? The rule number one about choosing an advertising media is that you don't choose the media first. You choose the media last. Most of the people say, well, I want to put AdWords, I want to do this, I want to put a banner out. The sequence is, first of all, or the last thing that you do, you choose the marketing media. That's the last thing you do. What comes first is your message, your unique selling proposition. This is the first thing. You really need to find it. You really need to survey. You really need to survey and figure it out. Once you figure it out, what comes second is your audience. Who do you want to reach with that message? The result could very well be something which has, in effect, manufacture of ultra-wide temperature range 12-inch woofers. Woofer is a kind of speakers, 6 high-end car audio manufacturers. Why? Because they will install these speakers in that, they will give these speakers to these high audio manufacturers, people that are doing hi-fis and so on. For long-term OEM relationship, OEM is original equipment manufacturing. This is like you take Intel, they have lots of OEM agreement with different computer producers. So Intel doing the chip, and the computer company does the computer, and they're using Intel chip. So they're looking for a long-term relationship with audio manufacturers who produce wide temperature range speakers. Not a bad strategy for a tiny classified ad in the back of a trade magazine. So this is how I will look, and I will establish what is the ad, and then based on that I will decide, okay, where I'm putting it. The last thing is where I'm putting it. The last step is the media. What delivery mechanism will get your message to the kind of customer you want? So all of these have to be based on survey. If you didn't survey, you will not get it right. The chances are that you'll take your money, put it up, print some kind of a brochure, print some kind of postcard, give the money to some kind of an SEO guru that will tell you that it will take a long time and a long time and a long time, and you will have no results. What's the secret of success? The entire secret of success is orderly progress. What do I mean? You know, I was traveling in the Far East, and we were after the army, and we were very in shape and eager, and we were climbing in the Himalaya, and we had a porter. This porter used to carry on his head like 80 kilos. And interesting, we will start together. He will be very slow, but he will go bum, 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 bum. We will go, well, running, waiting, drinking, this, that. We will be very wild. And every day he will arrive first to the camp. Every day. He will do the same route like us, but he will arrive first. It took me time to understand, but I understood eventually that to go in a constant motion, in an orderly fashion, and maybe increase the speed in an orderly way, you will always be faster, stronger than someone that just shoot and wait and go and jump, etc. So you need a total system that bring constant reaches to your phone, email, faxes, clicks to Facebook, website, etc. Because what will bring you this orderly progress is a system. And if you don't have a system, you will not be able to progress. You can have all the ideas in the world. You can be the smartest person in the world, but you will not succeed. So without a system to support your activity, you will fail. So we came up with a system that covering all the needed action. We have an actual checklist and an actual program, and what I'm going to give you now is just a small part of the list to give you some kind of an idea. What does it mean? Okay, a systematic way. Okay, fine. Okay, so here is the list. So this is part one of the list, actually. Whoops. So here I'm showing you just what you have to do daily, monthly, weekly, and there are 3 weekly days, once every 6 months, etc. So I'll give you an idea. This list is very long. It composed of many sub-items. It's actually 690 steps that you need to do. But I wanted to give you what you need. So you need to prepare and update the buyer list. This you need to do daily. Someone need to go and handle them. The buyer list get changed. They change addresses, etc. Then you need to prepare and update the reaches list. Every day, if you do the action that you need to do, you will have reaches. You need to update them. You need to update them. You need to manage them. You need to create personal letters to buyers. Personal letters is not some kind of a form letter. It's a letter that you write with what's real to the customer. Now, most of these customers, you don't know what's real for them. So what's real for them is what you think that is real for you about this guy. So you've got personal letters to buyer. You've got personal letter for reaches. You've got telemarketing to reaches. So you have any kind of a deal that's not closed, you need to call them, and you need to call them at the beginning every day, and then you need to call them every 3 days, and you need to call them once per week, and you need to call them once per month, whatever you set up. Each one of these actions have to be controlled, and you need to do that. And if you will not do that, it will not happen. And I'm just jumping a bit. You need to work with Google organic promotion. By the way, what's organic? Organic mean that you do not use pay-per-click, you don't use a specific advertising, you just use a promotion of your website through different methods, but methods that do not cost you money. You need flyers, you need faces, you need to promote your Facebook organically, you need to promote your Facebook in a paid manner. How you do that? How you decide? Well, there's a specific way. I will go to a paid advertising only in areas or under keywords that I really, really need, but they are extremely saturated, that my chances of becoming number one are small. It will take me time. So how do I do that? I use paid advertising. And how do I do the paid advertising? There's a specific way. You use referrals, you use confirmation mail for emails, you use all kind of action. Okay, so once you have all of this action in place and you put them into a program that you can control, we have all kind of action and what you need. How do you do that? So you need to do how to do something, all kind of lists of how to do something. Question and answer for common question and answer for possible question and answer for specific question from a user. You need to have before and after. You need to have a description of your work process. You need to have all kind of video, pictures, etc., etc. And we have here a full list of what needs to be done. Before I go forward, because we are already and like usually, I'm not covering everything I want to cover. Before I end off, first of all, I want to ask, do you have any other questions? Good. What I want to tell you is that if you want to do marketing, if you want to be extremely successful, you need the system, and I have the system. I'm trying to show you the system. Of course, I cannot cover the whole technology and the whole everything in one or two webinars, and you can see that I want to give you more, but I always have a misestimation of how long it will take me to deliver it. So what I suggest is that you write to me. You've got my email, mayorwebinar@timemaker.org. Write to me. I will be very happy to answer. I will be very happy to show you the system. And once you see the system, and you'll see how it's handling marketing, but not only marketing, how it's handling organization, how it makes sure that organization move, you will see that we guarantee to you that you will increase your productivity at least by double your productivity. So if you have advertising and you did X, you will do double, not the actions, but double the results. I don't care about the actions. So this is for this week. Next week, Thursday at 3 o'clock, same time, same place, I will send you an invitation. Please invite other people, and we'll go over a different subject. If you have also any question for me, just general question, you can always email me. Thank you very much for participating in this webinar, and that's it. I'll see you next week.